Good evening, teacher.
Okay, good evening and welcome to our speaking test. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so our topic for tonight is all about natural disasters. So I have some questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
What kinds of natural disasters are common in your country?
From my perspective, the most common disaster in my country is flood because I think the road conditions are yes they're not very quality. So when the rain's coming, the road is gonna be wet and flood all over the way.
Which natural disaster do you think is the most destructive and why?
I think the most destructive disaster is the heat wave because in Vietnam we have to wear clothes like formal clothes when we go to school, and that's why we feel uncomfortable when the weather is hot. And yeah, but we have no choice because we have to go to school, and furthermore the electrical devices we use says the aircon and like all the then says the aircon they're expensive.
Next, Stell, how well prepared do you think people are for emergencies in your country?
I think people are not well prepared because in my country natural disasters are not common. Like in Java, I think they're well prepared because they have to face with the natural disaster. I think every month or every day. But in Vietnam, it is not a common reason, and people don't have the ability to cope with it properly. And if some if some serious natural disaster happen, I think there will be huge damage because they don't have they have not repaired yet.
Okay. Next question, Sal. Would you feel confident leading others during an emergency?
To be honest, I'm not very confident because I have little knowledge about this, and I'm on a daily basis. I'm just focused on my study, and I don't um I don't really concentrate on my power, so I cannot lead people whenever there's some obstacles they deal with. I cannot escalate it. I'm just a girl with no strength, so I'm not confident for
Okay,
this.
thank you, Sal. Last question. What survival skills do you think everyone should learn?
Let me see. I think everyone they have to. Can you repeat the question?
What survival skill do you think everyone should learn?
Mm, I think the most important survival skill that anyone should learn is the way how to connect with people. For example, they know how to signal to let people know they need their skilling, or the way that they can make their make their survival possible, such as making the fire
Mm.
or storing food, something like that. That's why that's why people need to learn social survival skill as an education part at school.
Okay, Sal, now this time let's continue to our speaking part two. And here you're going to describe a natural disaster that you have experienced or heard about. So you have 1 minute to think. Just tell me if you're ready.
Okay.
Time is up. Style, you may start speaking now.
Um, the natural disaster that I had heard about is in Vietnam is typhoon. I think is this the most um, this the most detrimental disaster to the Vietnamese because with the past like 5 years ago I've heard there is a big typhoon was coming to Hanoi capital and the typhoon was very big that the people are always who was always warning about that even on the television. I've surfed the internet and I know that there were a lot of people who died after the typhoon because, for example, when the trees falling, they were they was riding the bike through the road and suddenly the trees
Fell
falling
down.
down and they passed away. Or for some cases when they're walking um, the glass of the window, the tall buildings are fall, and the people was afraid. So I think that's a sad story, and we need to have tools to avoid this disaster, natural disaster. For example, I think the government have some warnings to their citizens to not go out when the disaster happens. Moreover, we need to fix the windows, or we need to protect the people some by building some protection or house tall buildings not to fall when the disaster gets over.
Okay, let's continue. Sal, part three. What are the biggest problems people face after a natural disaster?
In my opinion, the most common problem that people will deal with is the the shortage of food and water resources because after the natural disaster, they don't have the normal supplies like before. They have supermarket, they have a shopping mall, but now all of them are destroyed, and they have no choice but to stop it before. And yeah, besides that, they don't have the place to sleep.
Mm.
For example, if there's a tsunami of there's a flood or volcanic eruption, the places are destroyed, or they had to move to another place since their their house roof. That's I think that's a difficult place to live or to rest. That's why their health, their physical, their mental health will be affected negatively.
Next, Style, what changes would you like your country to make to improve disaster preparedness?
Mm, I think the government should improve the roads concern. Like they have to make them more adjustable, more quality, because there on in my country there also roads are not dry and they're not they're not good yet. And this why people will have difficulty driving the road
Mm.
because it's bumpy.
Bumpy, okay.
Moreover, I think the government should give out give out some educational lessons especially the elementary students because they can check it, they can knowledge fastly and in addition, we should uh, we should tell people to learn more knowledge about what is natural disaster topics.
That's all. Okay, thank you, Steph. That is the end of your speaking test.